following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Welcome back to another episode of BillsAholic Pod, man. Fellas. Pittsburgh Steelers walk into town, and we send their ass packing. Back down to Pittsburgh, back where they came from. Bills on top, 31-17. Big win in Orchard Park. Game got moved back to, Monday, 4:30. I was contemplating. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to go to the game because of work.
Had to take a half day.
Yeah, Northtown came in clutch. They closed early, let us go a little bit early to get to the game. But, dude, I mean, what a game. And, Travis, you kind of said it best on the way up here. You are 2 wins away from being in the Super Bowl, and that's just crazy.
Was there ever a doubt against the Steelers? I mean, come on.
So, remember when I told you last week, I ride waves of emotion, where it's like right when it's like the beginning of the week, like I'll be honest with you, I'm all the way up. Like, I'm, like, super confident. And then, like, I listen to 550 throughout the week, and I'm like, you know what? I could see the Bills letting this happen and let something else happen. And maybe the Steelers could be in the ball game with them. Luckily, I was wrong.
I think we had that game in full control the whole game. Even though it was getting shaky, they had 17 when we had 24. It was getting a little shaky, but come on. Josh, our Lord and Savior, was he ever going to let that happen?
I don't think there's ever a doubt with Josh Allen in the wild card round. He's money. He's
4-0.
He's money. 4-0. 4-0, and I mean, you can't avoid. I was gonna say pull up the stats. Pull it up. Both of you just talk about it, because we all know it. We all know it. Let's hear it.
I'll take half, and then you take the other two stats.
All right, cool.
So, Josh Allen, his last 4 wild card games, he's a 4-0 record, 350.3 yards per game.
13 touchdowns with a passer rating of 126.3.
He's money.
I mean, come on.
And Josh Allen is the only player that has ever had 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, and 70-plus rushing yards in an NFL playoff game. No Pat Mahomes, no Tom Brady, no Lamar Jackson, no Aaron Rodgers, no Drew Brees, none of that. Josh Allen, he stands alone.
I like it. How about Josh Allen getting the second longest quarterback run in playoff history, right next to Colin Kaepernick with the 56-yard touchdown rush? Colin Kaepernick holds the record with 56. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen with 52. You'd have told me that going into the game, and I've been like, I can't sit here and tell you I wouldn't have believed it, because I probably would have.
So were you guys on the fake slide or juke?
Juke. So if you see it,
boy juke.
So if you see it from,
he really broke down the tackle.
That's the most important thing, is really breaking it down. If you see from the angle of the end zone that he ran it in, it doesn't look like he's giving himself at any point. Like, it does not look like he's gonna slide. It doesn't look like he's gonna dive down to the ground. You're right. He stops. He kind of breaks it down a little bit, and I don't know who it was. I don't know what corner safety. I don't know who it was that kind of gave up on the play on him. But maybe if you had to ask me, kind of looked like somebody was a little bit scared to tackle a 6'5", 250-pound quarterback, and when it's like 12 degrees outside and feels like -4. That's what you had to do. That's what I tell you. Because you know what? It did not look like he was giving himself up. I'm team not giving himself up.
You're Mitch Morse. Was it today, or he was
just
on the Pat McAfee show?
Just fucking go down.
Yeah.
Just fucking go down.
I've been telling that motherfucker.
Just go down.
No.
It's kind of funny.
Game's on the line, and it's a playoff game. There's no.
Right. It's kind of funny because I don't know if you heard what McDermott said, but in the headset, McDermott said he could hear Joe Brady saying, "Go down, go down, go down." He was yelling at him to go down. So clearly,
then he's like, "Go, go, go."
I was going to say, he's like, "Go, go, go, go." Like, dude, just let Josh be Josh.
It was like I think he said, "They're not trying to tackle me. Why would I go down?"
Exactly.
There was nobody there, right? Like,
nobody.
It looked like he was going to go down, and you could see he made a decision like, why would I stop running here?
And you got a lane right there, and
They just keep going.
they're expecting you to go down.
Let me give a little love on that play to Andy Isabella.
Hardy.
And Hardy.
First off,
the two smallest wide receivers on the team. Not the two biggest, toughest guys that I'd be like, okay, if my quarterback's running out in the open field, those are the two guys I want in front of me blocking. But they both had really key blocks on that play, and I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. That's definitely part of the reason why Josh was able to break loose. But I mean, man, like, I didn't think it was going to break out for a 52-yard rush, but dude, Josh Allen in the playoffs, I don't care. Like, I understand we're going to break it down a little bit here as far as how the defense is just probably super decimated at this point. We're down to 5th and 6th string linebackers, but you give me Josh Allen on offense in the playoffs, and I don't care what the defense looks like because he's going to keep you in the football game. Like, he's going to keep you in the football game. And other than that Cincinnati game last year, he's given us no reason to really not think that. Like, he shows up in the playoffs when it matters the most, and he's shown up the last 7 weeks of the season. So, give me Josh Allen, man. I'm just going to say it. Give me Josh Allen in the playoffs. Just got to show love to 17, man.
17. I wore it for a reason.
17.
I thought about it, but
This is MVP. I'm sorry. I don't care about Lamar. The Ravens had the best record in the AFC. You're going to hear about how I feel about the Ravens here in a little bit when we break down the games. But I don't care. This is MVP right here. And that's an MVP-type game. I don't care if it's the Steelers or not. That's an MVP-type game.
hey, man, while we're on our Josh glazing, I just want to go over his stats real quick. 203 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. He had the 8 carries for 74 yards, which obviously included the 52-yarder. He averaged 9.3 yards on the ground per attempt. That's pretty wild considering I don't think they ran a true quarterback run.
Yeah,
minus
the quarterback.
the snowplow.
Yeah. Where Reggie Gilliam just picked his ass up and was like,
I have it in here too. Shout out to Reggie, man.
Shout out to the sledgehammer, man.
That's pretty crazy. 9.3. I think that's top 5 this year.
That's like you'd hear that and be like, damn, what running back got that? That's what you'd be like, wow.
Yeah.
No, that's a quarterback. That's a quarterback.
Just for
that does it all,
instance, Cook had 18 carries for 79 yards. That was 4.4 per attempt, which is
still
good.
I was gonna say still
which
really
is good.
Damn good.
And then you come out 8 rushes, 9 a pop. That's pretty wild.
So, I mean, you're right though. It just felt like the offense. Obviously, the first drive they did exactly what they had to do. They went down. Winning the toss, deferring, getting the Steelers off the field, and then scoring a touchdown. I mean, you talk about in the playoffs, putting the right feet in front of each other and really getting something going. And the Bills did just that against the Steelers. Like, they got out in front of them, 21-0 at one point.
21-0 at one point.
And I mean, 21-0 at that point. Yeah, okay. When you're playing the Steelers, you should feel comfortable. Like, that's not a team that can usually play from behind, especially down 21 points. And the Bills did almost everything perfect. Like in the first half, the defense. I know you can't wait to get to this. The defense, they look stellar, and like I said, with 5th and 6th string linebackers. I mean, A.J. Klein was on his way to the Key West this week before he got the call.
Yeah.
And he played. He was on his way. He was going to go down to the Key West, and he led the team in tackles this week.
Exactly.
With what, 11, if I'm not mistaken? 11 tackles.
The RV was loaded. The truck was loaded.
and now he's got to go on a Super Bowl run with the Bills. I mean, it's – yeah, okay. Shout out to A.J. Klein. I mean, stepping in. But I'm going to say it, that's a coach. That's coaching. Like, that's Sean McDermott doing absolutely everything right, like, throughout the week, dude. Like, getting these guys ready.
Bernard went out, too.
I'm going to say, like, dude, he gets these guys ready. And I told you this in the car, and I couldn't wait to get to it. There's been some lack of confidence, right? This past season with Sean McDermott, like, obviously halfway point of the season, I was sitting here calling for his head. John's called for his head for 7 seasons. There's no doubt there's been a lack of confidence with Sean McDermott. But I will say we are now on a 6-game win streak. We're going into the divisional round of the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are on their way to Orchard Park this week. It's going to be a great game. And I will say, of this 6-game win streak, I can't say, like, dude, Sean McDermott, I have the utmost confidence. This is the best I've felt about Sean McDermott in his tenure with the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. I think he's calling good games on the defense. He's bringing guys back from the streets, and he's putting together a good game plan to shut down good football players and good football teams, man. And I have to give Sean McDermott some love. Like, I really have to give him some love, like, for just getting these guys ready. You heard, I don't know if you guys caught any of this, but Sean McDermott, his post-game press conference kind of broke down, like, how the week worked. Obviously, it started off kind of normal, and then you shift to the snowstorm, pushing the game back from Sunday to Monday at 4:30. Which kind of put the Bills in a little bit of an interesting position. They had to do a walkthrough over Google Zoom on Saturday. Normally on Saturdays before the game, the team would stay in a hotel with each other, and they'd be able to go do these walkthroughs together as a team. They had to do it via Zoom. Sean McDermott joked about how he made all the guys put their cameras on, and they also did 5 minutes of warm-ups on the camera and made all of them do 5 minutes of warm-ups on the camera, which is just funny because it's like, dude, like he just finds a way, man. Like, the Bills have had the last couple of seasons. I'm not going to make excuses because here we are in the divisional round, but they've had the utmost like excuses to have these fall downs with games getting moved. And no other team gets this many games moved, like, into different locations, games moved to different times, and the Bills find a way. Like, they find a way, and that's a coaching thing. Like, I know I'm going on this long spiel about coaching, but I got to give love and credit where it's due. And, I mean, obviously I was the first guy to knock him in the middle of the year, and I want to give him some love because he's getting these guys ready, and he finds a way.
I'm going to give some love to it was our depth yesterday. It was our depth. Everyone going down, depth came in. They showed Shakir, Hardy, Klein. I'm going to touch on Elam.
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to touch on Elam because
Been trying
2
to
plays
tell y'all.
before his pick, this guy, trade him. No, I'm just kidding.
I think I called him a bust.
He called him a bust, but I'm stretching it. But he called him a bust. I looked at Chris and said, Chris, he's getting a pick in the end zone.
He did say it.
2 plays later, Elam gets a pick in the end zone, corner of the end zone. I look at Chris, I'm like, Chris is just speechless. He's like,
My jaw was down.
I'm like, yeah, that's Kyrie Elam.
So
He's back.
Listen, when Chris just hates a player, he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm getting at.
nice. I like that. Let me say this because it's been said on the pod before. If I'm gonna be wrong about something, let it be something that I want to be wrong about. You're damn right. I'm not mad that Kyrie Elam got that pick in the end zone. Like, of course I'm happy about that.
He read it like a book.
He did.
It's like he was playing wide receiver.
Yeah, he ran the route.
That was nasty.
And Jordan Phillips, I saw he posted on his Instagram story. He said if only you knew what this kid has been through this past year. He's played injured, and maybe we're finally seeing a healthy Kyrie Elam, and maybe it's going to pay off in the long run. So that's why when all those Kyrie Elam trade rumors were happening, we didn't trade him. Maybe Bean and McDermott see something in Kyrie Elam, and he's going to stick around, and surely he showed it.
I mean, you got to think you're probably gonna get Sewell back this week. Where Sewell Douglas will probably make his return against the Chiefs. Teron Johnson. It's kind of odd because I said this in the beginning of the week, and I kind of maybe jinxed the guy a little bit. Which, sorry, Teron, but Teron's not his first concussion. In fact, this is his second concussion of the season. I think it's 4th of his career or something like that. But he's the only guy on the Bills that I think gets a concussion on Sunday or Monday and is good the next Sunday to play a football game.
He's day to day.
I really don't know what happens in that guy's head, but
Not a lot anymore.
But
Did you see him?
No,
Did you see the replay?
No, but I saw him run through the tunnel. And
He took on a blocker. It looked like it was just his side. He disengaged. He took 2 steps and just fell down.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
I did not see it, but
He
I
said
saw him run to the locker room, and,
Yeah.
and the Steelers were, I don't know if it was like 3rd down or if it was 3rd and goal, but he was running to the locker room, and the trainers were trying to get him to go, and he was like, no, wait. Like, he was
wanted
watching.
to play.
He wanted to see the play.
he saw the Bills tackle, and he's like, okay.
And then he ran off.
Now we'll
so
go
I
with
wasn't sure. I wasn't sure really how serious it was or not. And I mean, obviously we can only
Because he
speculate
ran
right
to
now.
the locker
But
room under his own will.
It was probably 2-3 minutes after he went out that he was ruled out.
well, right. But just remember, the reason I say what I'm about to say is Teron Johnson was involved on that Taylor Rapp hit that got him Taylor Rapp put in the ambulance, and it looked like Teron Johnson took the bigger blunt, like the bigger brunt of the hit, like, and the guy absolutely just got completely folded right, like decked right in the head, and the guy played the next week. Like, I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to say that there's a chance he plays. I'm sure there might be a chance he's in concussion protocol, but if you can get him back, you get Sewell back, you have Kyrie
Russell will
Elam.
play.
He already said himself.
So he already confirmed it himself. Dane Jackson has not been necessarily bad for the Bills. And then I don't know the status on Benford. I don't know what that's looking like.
Yeah, injuries
But-
to keep an eye on this week. Gabe Davis, Dotson, Spector, Benford, Johnson, Rapp, Sam Martin.
I would put money on. I'd put money on Dodson. Sam Martin blows my mind, but I'd put money on Dodson
Hashtag
coming
bring
back this
Matt
week. Only because I don't know if you heard McDermott, but McDermott said Rasul Douglas had confidence that he could probably play against the Steelers, and he doesn't. But then McDermott said that he had more confidence in potentially Tyrell Dodson coming back against the Steelers, and he didn't. So I would expect Tyrell Dodson to come back this week. I would expect Rasul Douglas to come back, like we already said. He already said he was gonna.
I expect Gabe.
Like Gabe Davis, that's a PCL sprain, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That'll be tough. I still think
tough,
I
but-
still think it's gonna be tough for him, and especially you got good production out of some of these other guys. Like, do you
did.
want to rush him back? Who knows?
Yeah,
I understand what's on the line. I mean, trust me, I get it. The playoffs, it's a different breed. Like, and then obviously you got the biggest injury of the whole entire night is Bernard.
Which we saw that cart. We were way up at 300s, and we are like, oh my god! Like they brought the cart out fast. Like he was down. Trainers came over, and they were already calling for the cart. Our initial reaction, we thought it was an ACL. Looked like it. He had his helmet off, and he was kind of like on his side, and he was banging the field. So we thought it was an ACL, and then he read that on Twitter.
It was an
Ankle. Someone also thought it was an Achilles.
That's what I thought at first. Yeah.
But it was actually. I know it's gonna be awful. He's not gonna play this week. But best case scenario, that's a high ankle sprain.
Well, you want it to be a low ankle sprain.
low ankle sprain, and you might actually have it.
Yeah.
I'll say he might actually
Just have an ankle sprain.
he might actually have a. It's gonna be tough, man.
This week's probably not.
But that is the best case scenario if you know what I'm.
Oh,
what I'm
100%.
saying.
That
Better
could have
than
easily been a
Better than
broken
an
ankle,
Achilles
torn
or an
Achilles,
ankle
yeah.
fracture, broken ankle, or anything like that for sure.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And what was Benford's injury?
knee.
I was gonna say knee.
Knee?
I was gonna say yeah, right.
Everybody,
The way he got-
McDermott said everybody's going to be day to day.
Yeah.
Which,
Well, like you
again,
said, Rasul, Dotson, those are the two big ones. They're gonna play.
you're right.
Spector should be fine.
Right. So, and again, dude, the Bills. If these guys are truly just day to day, as a Bills fan, you gotta take a sigh of like. You
Relief,
just gotta
yeah.
feel a little bit of relief.
Yeah.
Like coming out of that, where a couple of those guys, especially the Bernard one, like if Bernard's truly like day to day, week to week, like huge like sigh of relief for the Bills with that one. I mean, that'll be big.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about what was it like in the stadium. You were in the stadium first. We left Lockport around 2. You got to our seats first. What was it like getting up there? I know you fell.
So you're probably happy that I can report this one and remember it this week. I got up there, grabbed some food, got up there, had some boneless wings and a hot dog. Not gonna lie, I had 2 things. I was on my way up. Got about
Stairs were icy by the
about
way.
halfway
Icy
up there and ate shit. And fell, but caught the hot dog, which was pretty cool. And I will admit that I had a hard time getting up there. It was like every 4 steps, it was like, okay, you slip and fall again. And then finally, when I got up to those seats, they were covered in snow. You couldn't even see. The security guards were standing up there. I was looking at the seats, and they were looking at me, and they were like, dude, just find somewhere to stand or sit. We don't even care today.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not standing up for this whole entire football game. I said, there's 14 minutes to kick off. It's cold as shit. I really don't want to just stand here. So I was like, I'm digging us out. Like, I'm digging us our spots. Dug us our spots. And it was crazy because, like, you watched other people fall while you were sitting there. Like, and then you'd watch people go down and fall and then come up and fall.
Yeah. Well, you got up there first. On our way up, we were still at the gate when they were announcing the starting offense. We got up. We were running as fast as we could to our seats. On our way up, there's a guy in front of me. He slipped, and I had to like catch him.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear, if he would have fell, I would have fell. Ben would have fell. We would have been like bowling pins. That's honestly what it seemed like. It was crazy. I was telling Ben and Jacob, I'm like, dude, walk like penguins. You can't just walk.
Yeah.
You gotta walk sideways.
Yeah.
And when we got up there, they were still shoveling off snow. The last 2 rows of the stadium.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was definitely nuts. It was interesting. I mean, and the craziest thing is like, damn, we're about to. I don't know if you guys heard, but we're gonna not all of us in Western New York, but like the South towns I saw were supposed to potentially get dumped with another 2 feet of snow over the next couple of days. So, I mean, they're gonna have work on their hands again getting the stadium ready for Sunday. So, obviously, with a little bit more time to prepare, and it's not going to be to my knowledge, it's not going to be 45, 50 mile per hour winds. It's just supposed to be a snow band over top of the South town. So, a little bit easier to work with, but at the same time, that's still going to be another challenge. I mean, they still have snow in those stands, probably a decent amount. They're going to get 2 feet more. So, it'll be interesting to see what this Sunday looks like. Yeah. But, I mean, it really was an interesting game as far as, like, just how it felt like. Because it's the first game we went to where I think we didn't all go up together, which was kind of weird. And
yeah. It was actually funny because we were on our way back home after the game, and your dad, he was like, it's kind of funny. This is the first game, like, we've been to, and I haven't seen Chris at all.
Yeah, it is weird to go to the game and not see my dad. That was weird.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I was like, damn, I'm not going to see him once because by the time he got, like, there was no way I could have waited out there to, like, I'm just going to go into the stadium. So, but yeah, it was definitely, that was odd. Yeah. That was for sure odd.
So what happens when it's a Monday, 4:30?
Yeah. Did you hear? They talked about potentially playing that game in Buffalo with no fans.
Yeah.
Because
I heard rumors fly.
What was it? Pulling cars, whatever he said. He said if you didn't clear at least all of the aisles, that they were gonna say the game couldn't be played with fans because.
Well, I heard even shovelers too. They were told to just clear the aisles. Don't worry about the seats. Clear walkways.
Yeah, there's no way, dude.
Right, and there was and they were hoping to get at least 100 people to do it. And to my knowledge, from what I heard on Twitter, they only got like 30 the night before to actually come out. 30 people. So.
Well, the night before there was still the travel ban.
Yeah,
so that's the only people that could walk there.
Yeah, it was tough. It was real tough.
And then by like Sunday and Monday, people are heading back to work and shit. So.
Right. So
it was just bad timing.
Definitely bad timing. Again, I kind of thought, like, I was a little bit bummed out when the game got moved, but I thought it kind of played.
I was ready.
I thought it played well into the Bills' favor a little bit. Like, I was like, okay, there was no way after seeing what the conditions looked like on Sunday that game had any business being played.
It wouldn't have been football.
Yeah, it had no business being played on Sunday, which funny that the Steelers fans calling the Bills soft, like they didn't hear what happened last year when people traveled during a Buffalo blizzard. 47 people died last winter because of that.
Yeah.
Like, there's no business for 70,000 people to go out and watch that football game and really risk their lives. Like, dude, in Buffalo weather, you can risk your life going out there in conditions like that. So, I gotta say, like, I definitely agree with the call to move the game to Monday 4:30. I mean, weather other than it being cold and a little windy, it was relatively good weather for a football game. So. Is that a Martin Crana?
Yeah, he said make it public, but it is public. He's talking about my Facebook post.
Oh. I thought I saw a comment, but that's just our comment.
All right, boys, I got one negative thing about the game.
Let's go.
You guys happen to know what their third down conversions looked like?
Can I take a guess?
Yes.
Do you have a percentage or do you just have a?
I just got the numbers.
So I don't really know.
Blank out of blank.
I don't really know how many third downs are around, but I'm gonna say 3 out of 8, 3 out of 9.
It's actually the pretty much percentage, 5 of 12. 101 on fourth. That's terrible, by the way.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. It just never felt like that, but I don't know. That was kind of interesting to me. The only other thing I wanted to take a look at was the percentages of usage.
Snap counts.
Yeah. So Sherfield, who was the Gabriel, quote unquote, 42 snaps at 63%, not one target. If that's Gabe, we're like, yeah, it's Gabe. Yeah. I'm starting to think that, like our wide receiver too, that outside receiver
is a run blocker,
the third read,
right?
And the first and second read is either there or Allen's on his high horse by then. So I'm starting to think that quote unquote wide receiver two. I don't think Allen ever gets there because. I mean, fuck, by his second read, I think he's taken off, which, whatever, Allen's going to do Allen.
Let Josh be Josh.
I'm not mad at it. I thought that was interesting, though.
No, actually, that's a good point. That's kind of something that if you don't look at, like, I mean, we all see that every week as far as us three.
Right.
Like, we see the percentages. That's one to point out because that's a good point. Like, the Bills have been notoriously known this whole entire season. That's all we talked about is, Gabe Davis doesn't get thrown the ball, or Gabe Davis doesn't get open enough, or sometimes Gabe does go off. Like, we all understand Gabe either is going 0 catches for 0 yards, or he's going 4 catches for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, there's really seems to be no in between for Gabe Davis, and you're right. Like, if you use Trent Sherfield as an example for the number 2 wide receiver and the guy doesn't even get a target, is that a wide receiver number 2 problem, or is that like a player problem? And I think when you see a wide receiver 2 stepping up every week, and I mean, if you see a wide receiver 2 in that spot and he's getting the same usage, I'll put in quotations, as who normally would be the wide receiver 2, I think it's a wide receiver 2 thing. I think that's a solid point, like that you just don't think about if you don't look at stuff like that.
Yeah, like
I was looking into that too. And, and the thing that I'm that guy that last week the comment about me was the guy who randomly talks. So the question I have just to say with that was, I felt when he was in there, he was in there more in a traditional blocking capacity like a tight end is, because they were using Knox and Kincaid more as kind of that third target.
DK Bros.
right.
So it almost like it wasn't like they weren't targeting him. I don't think they never really planned to use him. They just used him as that outside, like the tight end position, like Knox plays. But they actually threw the ball. How many targets did Knox have? Did he get more than he normally gets? I felt like the tight ends got more targets yesterday than most weeks.
So I want to say Knox had.
Kincaid probably had more.
I'm pretty sure he was 1 for 2, and his only catch was the touchdown. Kincaid had 6 targets, 3 catches. But when you look at their usage too, Kincaid 55%, Dawson Knox 42%. They pretty much split playing time.
Right.
So I don't know. It's interesting.
It is interesting.
When you look at like the box score, what was it? 8 different players caught the ball. 7, I think. You know what I mean? So you can't really. I'm not mad at it. It's just something to kind of take a little look at. Right.
Let's show a little bit of love to a guy on offense, and we're just gonna say it. I mean, Khalil Shakir, like that touchdown, that's playoff football. That's somebody stepping up big for you. Khalil Shakir catches a ball and looks like he's getting tackled. Who was it? Minka Fitzpatrick.
Minka.
He was soft all game.
So he kind of shrugged him off, and,
he was
and
hurt.
it looked like he was about to go down. And I mean, dude, Khalil Shakir, just a shout out, man. Like that play right there, single handedly one of the more impressive offensive touchdowns I've seen going to Bills games live now, and that's just got to give him a little bit of love. I mean, me and you both looked at each other and said it at the same time.
You got a comment?
Jordan Linderman. Jordan Linderman,
my boy.
Shout out, Jordan.
Bevo.
How about them field goals? That was rough. What we didn't see was
the
after
second one.
I would say we watched the blocked one, and when we got back to the truck, Ben, well, you weren't in the truck, but my buddy Ben was like, dude, what's going on with him, dude? He missed another field goal.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I didn't see it.
He completely shanked it.
We left at like 5 minutes left.
He was just off all game. From the opening kickoff, it wasn't supposed to be a squib. He miskicked it. The block, I mean, you can say, if Reed Ferguson stands up, that smacks him in the head. That's how low he kicked that. Could have been the ball, could have been the weather. I literally have written here, chill out on Bass. He's still 83% on the year. And, I mean, it's playoff football. It could well come down to a game-winning kick on Sunday.
Now it kind of scares the shit out of me.
Yeah. Hey, man, you got to have faith in him.
You gotta. You never. The problem is you never want a game to come down to a field goal. That's the problem. But they do.
No,
they do.
But
they
I
do.
think I would put my full trust in Tyler Bass.
So I saw Sneaky Joe DiBiase. He put on Twitter a poll, 45-yarder to win the game this Sunday against the Chiefs. Would you take that? Like if you knew going into the game, it's going to come down to a 45-yarder on Bass's foot to win the game. Do you take that?
My stomach is in a knot. You just saying that because that could very well be something realistic. Give me it.
I voted yes.
Give me it.
It was pretty split when I voted. It was.
I'm voting yes.
Bro, my stomach hurts you just saying that.
You never know.
But you're so right. Like, Bills Chiefs.
It's just like I looked at
Fuck, dude, I'm nervous right
looked
now
at,
just sitting there thinking about it.
Vinatieri's stats too.
Yeah.
Like the years where he led the league in kicking percentage, it literally went. He led the league. He was bottom 15. Led the league, bottom 20. So I mean, like it's just it literally might be just Bass had a bad game.
Right. And that's very hey,
You know what I mean?
The ball was rock hard.
Everybody has them, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has those off games, and it's a little bit more nerve-wracking when it's your kicker because their only job is to put the ball through the uprights. But
Yeah.
everybody has
He
those.
hit his extra
When
points.
that ball's cold. Like that ball is
Yeah.
cold, and the wind on the one extra point, it was going like this, and then the wind pushed
Yeah,
it back
came
in.
back.
It literally curved back in. You don't usually see like a football curve like that unless there's active wind. So I think he was trying to adjust for the wind. Not on the first one. He was just terrible in the first one. The second one, I think he was trying to play the wind, and
Yeah,
he just read it
completely
wrong.
shanked
He
it.
just-
Right.
But I don't you feel like his clutch field goals percentage is pretty high, isn't
It's
it?
got to be pretty high.
He's in the 90s still.
Like
It's gotta
that.
be.
That one didn't
gotta be
matter.
pretty
Yeah,
high.
who cares?
I think he was just trying to, like, you hear kickers say, yeah, when it's cold like that, you want to kick low-line drives. He's got a big enough leg where he doesn't have to. I think he was thinking about it too much. But I do want to say, I have written here, shout out to Sam Martin because,
Dog.
I kid you not, he saved that touchdown.
He did.
That was a touchdown.
He saved it.
I just want to, hey, man, it's funny that he
Cost
yanked
himself
his
his
hamstring,
I was
but
like, cost himself his hamstring.
I'm gonna give him a little shout-out.
He's putting his body on the line.
And you
literally.
actually played right into my little trivia question, boys.
All right.
Don't know if you saw this about Khalil Shakir, but he is number 1 in the NFL right now in catch rate.
Love it. Yeah, because he catches everything.
What's his
when he
catch
gets
rate,
them.
boys?
96.8.
Holy shit, he'd be in the Hall of Fame right now.
I thought maybe just every ball.
a little lower, a little lower.
86.4.
I just figured every ball they threw to him was caught.
86.7%.
Oh my!
First in the
Hey,
NFL.
what can I say? That's my guy.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
Nice,
I'll give
man.
you a little round of applause.
That is
That's
first in the NFL right now.
Khalil Shakir's my guy. Come on.
God, I didn't think you were gonna be point three off.
0.3 off.
Jeez.
Hey, man.
Is he your guy or is he my guy? Because I just showed him Hall of Fame type love.
Yeah, 96 is crazy.
Well, I just figured every single ball that gets thrown his way
Well,
for
just
me just
about.
seems to be getting caught.
You know what's crazy, too, is this preseason, I was ready to get practice squad. You looked terrible. Be honest with yourself. Preseason,
this guy's
he had a
going.
really bad camp, and then he comes out, and I'm thinking, man, we just signed Hardy. And I was like, man, they really don't want to play him.
All he needed was a shot, man.
Yeah, but my biggest issue with him last year was he had that shot. He played well over 100 or 90-something snaps, and he had 10 catches on, 39 targets, I believe, something like that, 40.
Right.
Well, there's two.
But trust me, I ain't mad at it.
No.
I am not mad at it.
Well, there's two games you gotta look at last season too. He showed up the Steelers game last year, and the Dolphins game. He had a few clutch catches too.
Yeah. Wow.
So when he
The
gets
wild
the ball
card, right?
thrown to him, even over 3 guys, like it was noted last year, like he'll get the job done. Maybe just this year he's getting open more.
Yeah, it's definitely something worth to note, man. I mean, the guy, he's.
Well, they're
obviously-
finally using him
I
right.
say obviously
That too.
they're really getting him involved, which I mean, we'll talk about our keys to the game at some point, but that's a guy that I might be highlighting to get involved again, and it does just feel like okay, the Bills' offense is at least now they're starting to find the rhythm that like I wanted them to find. Okay, yeah, they've had a run game for the last month and a half of the season. But it was kind of like when that run game developed, it was like, okay, now where the hell did the play action and the passing game go? Like, why are they not able to pass the ball? And it felt like this game, I mean, they were able to do column A and column B and be not a one-dimensional football team for the most part. And you're going into a week where you especially got to be more than just a one-dimensional football team against the Chiefs. But it's just there's a level of comfort knowing that, okay, like they can run the ball with James Cook, they can run the ball with Josh Allen, and then they can also throw the ball. They pushed the ball down the field to Tad, not those big home run plays, but that what was that, a 21 or 29-yard touchdown to Dalton Kincaid, and then so they pushed the ball down the field. Josh was just a little bit of he said it himself, if he just puts a little bit more mustard on that Stephon Diggs pass,
touchdown.
He's gonna say he said that's a touchdown. Those are the shots right there. Like when you really look at it, Josh throwing the ball up the seam. Okay, Kincaid was wide open. That's a throw Josh should make at most times. Out of most, like 10 times out of 10, I'd want Josh to make that throw because that's an open tight end. But that one to Stephon Diggs, like that's where it's just like Josh Allen becomes the most dangerous player in the NFL. Like if he's hitting those passes, he's the most dangerous player in the NFL. And he was this close to putting that over. I don't know whose head that was that batted it away, but just a tad bit more mustard, like the guy said. And he's throwing a looked at, what was that, like a 30-yard touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs?
It was going to be a straight laser.
Yeah.
But even when they're not connecting on those, now you're backing up the safeties.
Right.
Here goes Cook.
Yep.
And I can't believe we went this long. Thank you for your service, Leonard Fournette.
Playoff Lenny.
Pretty
No
sure
more.
he's making room for the punt god, but we'll
Oh,
see.
boy.
Hey,
Man. Free of everything.
I will say, though,
Bring the guy back.
all that means is Latavius Murray is still going to be lining up out wide, and it's going to drive me insane.
Yeah.
I would rather have the fucking drawback than seeing
John,
Latavius Murray
it is
out wide.
confirmed. It is confirmed now that Latavius Murray is going to be doing that for the whatever's remaining of the season. You got to put up with that for the remainder of the season.
That
they never
just
even tried Lenny in the past game, and he's known for it.
you had to make a decision.
It's tough, man. The Bills, they have playmakers at that position. James Cook is clearly a good back, but Ty Johnson has given them.
I was just gonna say Ty Johnson beat him. If you look at it,
And
look
he's
at
younger.
it. Exactly. You want not Fournette. Latavius Murray there, veteran back. Okay.
Yeah, he won't be your
He beat out Ty Johnson. Beat out Lenny. That's really what it came down to.
Right.
It gives you just a little more juice.
Right.
And he returns kicks.
Yeah, I was just about to say you don't need 4 running backs on the team.
No.
At least the only time the Bills have done that consistently was when they had Tywan Jones, and Tywan Jones is a running back, but he was a special teams guy.
Yeah,
like that
strictly.
and then the other 3 that they had were traditional running backs. So, and they don't have that this year. There's no running back besides Ty Johnson that really offers anything in the special teams game. But Ty Johnson is unique. He offers something on the offense and special teams. So yeah, he
can pass block too.
I would say he John nailed it on the head. I would say he just beat out Leonard Fournette, and there was no room for Leonard Fournette to be a call up. Like you've seen it every week. They were calling some, like besides the Dolphins game, they were for the most part calling up other guys. So
This week you had to kick him to the side for call ups just
Right.
because. I mean,
Klein,
you don't bring up Klein, you
screwed.
are screwed.
You're screwed.
So
it's Tyler Medikovich, and you didn't even remember who that was.
If he was going to be on the field, I'd have been like, who the fuck is that guy?
You're like, oh, dude, I didn't pick this guy. Damn it.
Yeah. Hey,
Damn
man.
it. But no, big week. I mean, kind of an interesting week around the league. Obviously, we've seen the Cowboys do the normal Cowboy thing, right? They did the normal Cowboy thing. We all could have. We all. I wish we would have just straight actually predicted it, but
yeah.
I mean, we all kind of had the same feeling. The Cowboys. You say the Chargers were going to Charger. Well, I would have known that the Cowboys were going to Cowboy. Just wasn't sure if it was going to happen in the wild card round, but it did. Packers walk into their house, and what were the Cowboys known for the last 2 years? What were they, 16-0 in their last 16 home games? And those fans. You know what was funny? Watching the video of those guys, the fans run into the stadium like every week when Jerry's World opens up. It's the fans bolting to the field, right? I watched that video. Somebody put it in reverse, and it was like this was what it looked like right at halftime when they were getting their ass whooped. If I would have told you, Bills are 6-6, they're coming off the loss to the Eagles. Eagles 10-1 at that point. Cowboys what 9-2? Well, 8-3, 9-2, something stupid like that, right?
Division.
If I'd have told you that the Bills were gonna make it farther in the playoffs than both of those two teams and host playoff games, you guys probably would have told me I'm crazy, right?
I'd have believed that the Cowboys.
Cowboys. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. The fact that the Eagles. I mean, no shocker here from the BillsAholic Pod because we all swept the Eagles of the Buccaneers. Shout out to the BillsAholic Pod for knowing exactly what was going to happen this weekend with that game.
Bucks money line.
I can't wait for the offseason to dig into just the collapse of that Eagles
What
team.
happened, dude? I mean, Gene, what
Yeah,
happened?
I would like to get back with Gene because I mean that's a colossal just
It is.
flop. Like,
1-5, 1-6 in the last 6 games, dude.
Look at all these free agents that they have coming up too.
oh, their team's gonna be decimated.
Fletcher Cox, Brandon Ingram. That's basketball. Sorry. Brendan Graham, DeAndre Swift, Quez Watkins, some guard that I don't know how to pronounce his name. Nicholas Morrow, Zach Cunningham, Uasu Opeta.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Shaquille Leonard, Bradley Roby, Olamide Zacchaeus, Boston Scott, Marcus Mariota, Julio Jones, Jack Driscoll, Rashad Penny, Braden Mann, and Jason Kelsey just retired.
Hell of a career at Kelsey, man.
Yeah, you know what?
Shout out.
Shout out to Kelsey, man.
They're all free agents.
That's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Yeah, their team is, and possibly no A.J. Brown next year. We'll see where that takes off.
Yeah, there's something going on there, man. There's
I
something going on
wouldn't
there.
touch him with the 10-foot pole, dude.
Yeah, because
He stopped getting the ball for one
drama
game,
queen.
and I'm like,
He's
really,
a drama
dude?
queen. Like, you had it made. You were 10-1. You had every opportunity in the world to be the first seed in the NFC. It was right in your hands. They even beat the Bills, who most people would tell you right now are probably the hottest team in football. They beat the Bills. They should have probably, at the time, obviously you don't know how to feel about that because they were 6-6 going out of that game. But you had everything made right in the palm of your hands, and it slipped through. Like, you're right. It's going to be interesting to see. Like, yeah, there's a ton of free agents, but coaching problem? Is it a locker room issue? Is it a Jalen? I mean, something for sure went wrong in the middle of the season for them, and they never found out. They never figured it back out.
It was Big Dom.
it was Big Dom.
It was Big Dom.
And then he comes back for
Chris
the
knew
playoff,
something.
and then they lose.
They
Chris-
flopped.
Chris knew something that Philadelphia didn't. It's a Big Dom problem.
I got a quick question for you boys
Yeah.
regarding the tight ends. Is that what next year's also going to look like with the tight ends, kind of like a split snap count? But is Dawson Knox just going to be our red zone guy? Is that just
I
because
almost
that's
feel
kind of what
It's
I
effective.
thought. Right. That's kind of what I thought was going to happen.
And speaking, they watched film on that specific play. They knew they were going to Dawson Knox that whole play. They saw it in film, and they lined up Dawson Knox right there, and they knew that they wanted that play all game or all day. And what is it? It's a touchdown.
so.
I'll compliment Dawson Knox one time. Shout out McKenna. That was a great route. He split the two defenders, and it was a perfect ball.
It was I was gonna say it was
Shout out for knowing that
perfect
play call.
execution. I want to say that like, God, it because of the contract you signed with McDermott with Knox, it almost feels like you're forced to find a way to get him on the field in some capacity.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's
And not
how
that
we
I
do
would
it.
say that appears to work.
First two touchdowns there are
so-
tight ends.
I don't hate the way they're using them. I don't know.
It's a lot of money.
It's tough. Yeah.
It's a lot of money in a tight end to use him the way you do.
Yeah.
I understand.
But at the end of the day, I mean, it's been effective so far.
It works.
Especially against the Steelers. And shout out to the tight ends. I mean, I don't know if you guys knew this, but I'm pretty sure in the last 4 playoff runs, Dawson Knox has had the first touchdown in every single playoff run.
Yep. And they're 4-0.
And they're 4-0. And also, worth noted, this is the Bills' 4th trip in a row to the divisional round in the playoffs, which this is where the argument that I made in the beginning of the season, I mean, in the middle of the season about McDermott, like, this is his biggest proving point. Like, he's only been to the conference championship once. He played arguably one of the better Chiefs teams. I think the Chiefs won. They won against the Bills, and I think that's the year did they lose that Super Bowl? I can't remember. Or no, I think they won that Super Bowl because what's the year they lost to the Buccaneers? No, that might have been the year they lost.
That was the year they lost,
to
to
the
the Bucks.
Bucks. But
Because the last time we lost to the Chiefs in the playoffs,
they
lost to Cincinnati.
Yep, and Cincinnati went to the Super Bowl
Yep.
and lost. So this is arguably coaches. I mean, he knows. Everybody knows. There's not a single person on the Bills sideline that doesn't have. They know the stock in this game. Like, this is exactly what they've wanted since 13 seconds. They wanted this game in Buffalo in front of Bills
In our
Mafia.
house.
It's gonna be an electric environment. I'm beyond excited. Truth be told, I'm upset at the fact that the Bills have 2 days less of preparation and rest than the Chiefs do. But I was telling people at work this. I'm almost grateful that the game was played on Monday. Today's Tuesday while we record the pod. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Like, it's already the middle of the week, and the game's on Sunday. Like, a blink of an eye and we're there.
Hopefully.
No, I would say
No,
there's
it's safe to say.
I
that
was
this
gonna say
is gonna
if the
be-
snow really truly falls tomorrow and at max Thursday, there's a game on Sunday.
it's safe.
Patrick Hammer was on with Sal Capaccio yesterday, and I don't think the stadium's supposed to get a crazy amount, but like the surroundings we're gonna get hammered again. But he said it's gonna be just like the game we just played, but maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 degrees warmer.
Yeah. So, hey.
Playing conditions, same thing.
Josh Allen doesn't play bad when it's cold, man. I mean, his 2 games in Buffalo where it's really cold outside, he's showed up. I mean, the Patriots and Steelers, he's played great football games. So, there will be a football game. Like
100%.
They're like
Be
they're
a football
the
game
NFL
at 6:30.
Trust me, the NFL they were obviously pushing on a lot of different scenarios for that game to be played Sunday at 1 o'clock. There was talks about it being played in Atlanta, talks about it being played in Cleveland, talks about it being played without fans. Like they wanted that game to be played, but they especially want this game to be played. Like this game, Allen and Mahomes has quickly become, I guess, sorry.
Round 3.
It's become the biggest playoff rivalry in all football. Like, there's no other quarterback head-to-head matchup that you guys can name to me current day that's bigger than Mahomes and Allen. I mean, Mahomes and Allen is the new Brady and Manning. Like, that's what it is.
That's why it's the last game on the schedule.
That's what it is. Well, Bills Mafia, I mean, this is everything Bills Mafia's wanted, like, the last 17, 18,
We've been
19,
calling
20
for
years.
it. We wanted Pat to come here, so
this is everything the Bills have wanted, and since the Kelly era, and the '90s Bills was to have a quarterback that could put them in these positions, and be at the top of the league as far as headlines. And here we are.
Yeah. To your coaching point, man, this is my Brady game. If he can go out there and score points against Spagnuolo, who outclassed him in the second half of that Chiefs game. I know we won, but
You're right.
he outclassed
You're
him.
right.
If McDermott can outclass Reed again, and if Joe Brady can outclass Spagnuolo, I'm sold in. I'm in.
I agree. I told you. So this is tough. I mean, this is tough as a Bills fan to sit here and be. I'm not going to sit here and be extremely confident going into this game.
No, you can't.
I mean, I would say us as Bills fans, we've been in this position 4 years in a row where we've been in the divisional round. We've been knocked out by the Chiefs, Bengals, and then we advanced against the Ravens the COVID year to play the Chiefs in the conference championship. But it's all too familiar where we're at right now, and we know what's on the line. Like, as a Bills fan, it's obviously win or go home, but like it's win or go home, and it hurts. It hurts even more the farther you get. Like, it just stings that much more, and it gets more nerve-wracking week by week as the closer you get to the big game. So, I got it. My stomach's hurt right now. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I might have butterflies in my stomach as we speak right now.
We'll get in further to how we feel.
Absolutely. But let's touch back on this past week of NFL real quick. I know we briefly talked about the Packers walking into Jerry's World and knocking the Cowboys out. Obviously, on the AFC side of things, the week started off with the Texans beating the Browns.
Manhandling.
Travis picked the Texans, and
I
will say C.J. Stroud showed up. Shout out to C.J. Stroud. He had a game. That was the best rookie quarterback performance in playoff history.
Yeah.
The guy is if there's any C.J. Stroud critics still out there, they're probably quiet. I was a C.J. Stroud critic in the beginning of the season. I thought Ohio State quarterbacks were bums. Turns out 99% of them are. The only exception so far is C.J. Stroud, but C.J. Stroud, dude, he's a baller. And I'm real excited to break these games down because that game's gonna be a real good game. Can't wait to watch that one for sure. Excited to watch it. But yeah, I mean, and then the next game was that second game that night. It went
Cowboys. No,
it was Chiefs Dolphins.
Chiefs Dolphins, obviously. Dolphins fans.
You fraud-ass fucking pussies.
I got to say it, Dolphins fans. We made the reel about the Bills and the Dolphins, or the Bills, the Homer Simpson one that I got to repost still. We made the reel about the Bills potentially winning the AFC East and somehow coming back on the Dolphins, and we got attacked by Dolphins fans. Not a chance. I got into like a 13-comment argument with this bum Dolphins fan about how the Dolphins were going to win the AFC East. They were going to win the AFC. They were going to host playoff games. They were going to win the Super Bowl and their first-round exits. You have a fraud quarterback who can't get it done in the playoffs.
Yeah, there's
who can't get it done below 40-degree weather.
That game showed you how weak his arm truly is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was pitiful.
There's some decisions for the Dolphins
this
season.
There is, because that's a guy that needs a contract.
Well, he's playing on his fifth-year option, so.
Yeah,
and that is an owner and a GM that openly went after Brady, lost a first-round pick over it, and openly tried to bring in new quarterbacks. So
yeah, so tell me, we all can agree there's a little bit of lack of confidence in Tua from that franchise. As much as McDaniel says, he's said it a couple of times this year, to my knowledge, that no, Tua's the guy. You know, like we're gonna ride or die for him.
And the stats back it up this year, but you look when you watch him play, guys are wide open. Guys weren't wide open against the Chiefs, and would they score 9 points? What did they score? 7.
It wasn't it 20. Wasn't it 26-7?
I don't know. It was just
it was
pitiful.
something, dude. It is pitiful. I mean, you have weapons as the Dolphins. You have 2 of the fastest running backs in the NFL. You have 2 of the fastest wide receivers in the NFL. Like, there's no excuses. You give Josh Allen those weapons, and boy, I would be afraid if I was the NFL. Like, I would be afraid if I was the NFL.
Give me one person that can run like Waddle and Tyreek Hill.
Oh my God.
It's kind of funny because right after the game finished, hopping on Twitter and watching the Dolphins fans go from 2 hours before the kickoff for the Chiefs and Dolphins game, it was talking shit about the Chiefs fans and how the Dolphins were going to win. And at the end of the game, I wish I would have taken screenshots because being in Bills Mafia Twitter, AFC's Twitter just leaks in. I mean, you get Dolphins fans, all that, right? And there was Bills fans retweeting the Dolphins fans that were like, Tua sucks, man. Tua sucks. This is exactly why Josh Allen and the Bills own this division, because Tua's trash. Yeah. And it's funny because, like, a snap of the fucking finger, and reality clicks back in. The big dogs that really run this division are the Buffalo fucking Bills, man.
They rode that high. I mean, they had a great year. Tyreek Hill almost had a record year. Tyreek Hill was a front runner for MVP halfway through the year. I mean, the offense is no joke. You can't win a playoff game. That's what it comes down to. Tua looked like shit.
Right.
Simple as that.
Don't worry, Dolphins fans. The Bills will take care of your dirty work for you.
Hey, listen, as Bills fans, I hope and pray they extend him.
Oh, I know. I
hope they do. Please do.
Oh, my gosh. Like,
the worst thing that franchise can do truly is fire. I've heard a lot of shit about fire Mike McDaniel. That would be the dumbest thing you could ever do.
Yeah, dude. You don't want to. You can't.
Why?
You can't step back like that.
Did you see? How do you want him to game plan when your quarterback can't throw 25 yards? What do you want him to do?
Give him a good quarterback, and then we'll have some conversations.
Yeah.
But dude, they got to.
Until then, they're frauds.
I don't really know what the cap situation looks down there, but it's got to. They got it like. Every team has a window, right? Like, when you start to get to that point where you have these guys with big contracts, like everybody says the Bills' window was closed, per se, when the Bills were 6-6, and here we are. But it was closed because they were 6-6, looked like they were going to miss the playoffs, and they were negative $40 million in cap this offseason. Right. That's why it looked closed. At some point soon, these contracts, especially if they hopefully, and we're both going to agree on this, hopefully they extend Tua.
Extend them, please.
But when you give a quarterback a big contract like that, and you got guys like Jalen Ramsey, you got guys like Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle,
Xavier Howard,
Javon Holland, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, all these guys. All those
they
names
have to extend
Wilkins. These are all guys that are going to demand top money because they're solid players.
I just looked it up for you. The Dolphins in March will be 40 to 45 million over the cap.
They're
same boat.
Where's the window fall for guys like that?
They're in the same boat, but we have our franchise guy under contract.
That's a
I
good
say
point.
Josh Allen's already under contract for 6-7 more seasons,
and they have an all-pro D tackle that they have to sign.
And the Bills, their all-pro defensive tackle is also already locked up.
Well, he's not an all-pro, so.
Well, he got robbed of an all-pro.
This will be for the offseason because we got a lot to talk about.
You are
with
right.
awards.
You are right. Let's not even get into that.
Stay on track.
Let's not even get into that. But, man. The Dolphins' window potentially already closed before it opened.
I don't think it ever opened.
Well, facts. The window's sealed, just like the windows in my house.
As soon as they lost to Tennessee, that thing slammed shut.
The windows in my house right now, man. They got like this plastic seal over top of them.
Yeah, they're plastic.
The plastic seal. They got the caulk going.
There's no chance.
Yeah, they're done.
There's no chance.
Before we get off the topic of Miami, let's give a shout out to Martin, our boy Martin. He blessed us with that amazing GIF.
It's your job to figure this one out. You're the one that brought it up.
No, it's GIF. It's not GIF like peanut butter. It's GIF.
It's GIF.
Like GIF
Shout out our boy Martin.
That was fire.
Shout out
fire.
Miami.
That was
Fuck Miami.
That was a fire gif.
God, they stink.
It surprised us. It
It
surprised
did.
me.
It
Dude,
did.
he sent it to me. I was like, "You did this?" He was like, "Yeah." I'm like,
Yeah, I was
That's
like,
fire.
where'd
Sick.
you- where
That's
did you get
fire.
this?
"Damn."
He's like, I have an app for it. I was like, wow. We're gonna need more of these.
Why,
Yeah, right?
why was it not like we got a fuck Miami one, but we need a fraud one for John. Just
Fraud.
so like when we're watching football and we're texting the group chat, John can just be like fraud.
So
Fraud.
Martin,
Yeah.
when you get to this point, because we know you'll be watching.
Yeah, shout out to Martin. By the way, I've already tried to
Yeah.
set something up. I would love to get Martin on the podcast.
Yeah,
so,
100%. We need to.
definitely trying to set something up.
When
with
you
that.
get to this time
Oh,
marker.
we got a comment.
Oh,
Benny Mass. It's Chiefs week, baby.
Jeez, baby.
It's Chiefs week. Shout out to Benny
Yes, it
Maz.
is.
Benny Maz made the trip up to the game with me. That was badass. But yeah, hey, shout out to Ben. Thank you for tuning in.
Shout out.
We're gonna be breaking that game down with a special guest tonight, a certified Bills hater. So looking forward to that. But
The biggest.
yeah,
In all
thanks.
caps.
But hey, yeah, I mean, so and then we'll just to finish the NFL week.
Mhm.
Sunday, what consisted of the 4:30 game was, gosh, now
oh boy, we're all blanking.
now I'm blanking
We
out
go
here.
back to ESPN, the app.
Well, when
that
I know the
Chris
nighttime
hates.
That
game was
was-
Cowboys
And
was
was
no.
No.
The early game was
Early
Packers
game was
Cowboys
Packers.
4:30.
Oh, it was Lions,
Packers
Rams.
Packers won
Yeah, 'cause it
Lions
was supposed
Rams
to go
was the
Bills,
nighttime
yeah.
game.
Lions, Rams.
And that was a solid. That Lions Rams turned out to be.
That was a
pretty much
great game.
I would say turned out to be pretty much the smoke.
By the way, Puka's top 3 in my book.
I don't disagree. Now, there's some questions that I want to ask real quick about. You know what? I just seen Colin join.
Yeah, I think he's there.
So we'll jump into that. We'll do things in a little bit of a different order this week, Moranto.
Okay.
We'll jump into that. We'll break down. We'll jump into the Bills Chiefs game, and then
Alrighty.
we'll hit the schedule.
Awesome.
If that's cool with you guys, just so we can
Headphones
do
on.
that. So.
Wow. These things ain't marked. You just
Hey,
How's it going?
yo, Colin, you can hear us?
You hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear you.
we hear you,
can
we
hear
hear you.
us?
So,
I got him.
All right, we're good.
We're good?
Yo, Colin, you can hear us, bro?
yeah, I hear you.
Oh, all right, word. Yo, welcome to the pod, man. We appreciate it.
Welcome,
we appreciate it.
welcome.
Of course.
Yo,
Long time coming.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. This is exactly what we wanted, right? This is exactly what we wanted, was to have Colin on the pod, divisional round of playoffs, Mahomes coming to Buffalo. This is big. Travis, you got stuff for him.
I got stuff.
You got notes for him. You got some questions for him, Colin. We're about to hit you with some stuff here.
So, we just got to know, what made you the Colin we all know on Facebook? What's your deal with the Bills? Is it the fan base? Is it the players? Come on, what is it? Cause
Honestly, it's really the fan base, to be honest. Like, when you guys win, it's just so toxic. It's so annoying. Oh, my gosh.
Yo, okay, so just to give everybody some background here, I don't remember what teacher it was. I think it might have been 10th grade. Cause Colin, I mean, you're a Chiefs fan, right? That's where you're at right now. But in years past, you were like always a Patty Mahomes guy, but you've always been like kind of a Lamar Jackson guy too, if I'm not mistaken, right? Maybe in the
What'd you say?
past, like in the past.
Well,
though?
no. I still love Lamar. Like, if they win it, if this was, I'm not gonna make no predictions yet. But if the Chiefs go to the AFC and it's Lamar versus, I'm gonna cheer for both of them. To be honest, I'd be happy if either goes, because I want to see both win. Lamar, like, I watched him in college. He's really like electric. Yeah.
I was gonna say, because to give everybody some background, I remember it was the year the Bills played the Ravens in
Get out.
Get
out.
Yo, it was the year the Bills played the Ravens in the regular season, and I remember like the whole week, I was going. I don't remember what period it was. I really don't even remember what teacher it was. But I had a class with Colin, and the whole week it was kind of like me running my mouth about the Bills going to beat the Ravens. And of course,
2019.
I would say you remember the Ravens beat the Bills,
Yeah.
and that's when it all started. And then it transformed into Facebook, and it's just not changed since. But it's the best thing ever. But bro, so it's because of the fan base. Is there any part of you that does it because you know it gets under like, you know it gets under my skin. You know I react to it like crazy. I was gonna say I know for a fact it has to be because you know it gets to us.
Yeah.
That's the best part, honestly.
Is it? And let me ask you this real quick. Is it like you know it just gets under our skin, or is there other Bills fans that you're out here attacking too that you know?
Oh, Joe Taylor. It's so many. If you're a Bills fan, it's automatic add you. Just because when you guys lose, I'm posting it no matter what.
All right, Travis, you got another one for him.
All right. What's it gonna take for you to admit Josh is the top quarterback in the league?
No, he's the top quarterback. He is.
All right.
Okay.
My list, top 5, I'll say is Mahomes at 1. Of course. Just be honest. And then there's a second tier, all the way down here. And then everyone else. To be honest, doesn't really matter who else.
That's crazy.
Josh Allen's definitely 2 for sure.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's 2.
Respect.
He's 2. I was thinking Mahomes,
before him?
Lamar.
Yeah, you're tripping. He's top 2 and he ain't 2.
Yo, let me.
In Colin's perspective, I'm thinking Mahomes, Lamar, and then Allen.
I would say I was thinking.
No. What Lamar is
Does that? All right.
hard.
Does Lamar? Does he earn the MVP this year?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
This is his first season with top talent at receiver for sure. That's no question. And look what the numbers aren't up there, but you can see the progression from other seasons. He's really more of a passer now. He runs when he has to. But if you watch the tape,
That's
he's more
true.
of a passer now.
Right.
I feel like
he can sling it.
Let me ask you this, Colin, because MVP stands for most valuable player to their team.
But listen,
can you see it?
It always goes to the most winning team.
All right, so that's a fact.
That's
a
what we-
fact.
that's
We
what we all agree
completely
on.
agree with that.
We
We
agree.
completely agree with that, and that's why we all think Lamar will definitely get. Not that Lamar. I mean, he's a solid quarterback, and I mean, I've definitely given the guy some hate where he probably shouldn't be hated. I agree that this year he's shown that he can definitely sling the ball around, which in years past everybody's always said yo, Lamar can run the ball, but can he really sling the ball around? This year I'd agree he's proven that he can. But I want to say, can you see an argument of why maybe Josh Allen deserves it, or are you one of those guys that's he just turns the ball over too much?
I wouldn't say he turns the ball over too much. He definitely tries to play hero ball a lot, but
I respect that.
he's just a piece of baller. I'm not even gonna lie. He's pissing me off the shit he does. Honestly, it's annoying. It's annoying. He's good. He's really good. I will never say he's trash unless he plays bad.
Fair enough.
Honestly.
Fair enough, Travis.
But I feel like Lamar definitely should get the MVP. He's on the most winning team. He's the best player. That's how we should go.
Yeah, we agree.
I would say we've said that in the weeks past, the last couple of weeks before the regular season ended, when we would break it down about the MVP. It kind of ever since. I mean, it's always just been that award since Adrian Peterson won it, almost a decade ago now. But it's just the MVP goes to the quarterback that played on the most winningest team the whole entire season. That kind of feels like where it's headed at this point. Travis, I know, didn't you have one more for him?
I got a couple, but you got any for him, John?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not
They'll
yet.
come.
All right. What's the keys for the Chiefs to beat the Bills this week?
No turnovers, catch the ball.
Okay, all right.
That's really it. Honestly, there's really nothing else. The defense is gonna play good. They've been playing good all year. I mean, we held you guys to 20. Oh, was it 23 last time or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah. I mean, I can pull up the
something like
exact
that.
score. I will say.
Honestly, it's whoever gets to 24 first is gonna win. There's not gonna be I don't know actually. I'm not sure, but what I think it'll probably be a 24-17 game.
All right.
Chiefs obviously.
Oh,
Chiefs
whoa,
obviously.
I mean,
Bro,
so
the only reason we lost last time is because of that one flag, dude.
Here, I'm gonna put it on the board.
Let me ask you this question, Colin, and then Travis probably won't hear your answer for a second. But I gotta ask: are you going to the game, or are you watching it on TV, bro? Mahomes and the Chiefs are coming to Buffalo. Are you gonna be there?
Probably not, honestly. It's too fucking cold.
It's
too cold.
You're good. You can cuss. You're
Okay.
good.
It's too cold, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. No.
Yeah.
I do want. If it was like, did they come with? No, we was in the Arrowhead. If it was like earlier in the season, maybe. But no, it's too cold. There's no way I'm staying out there. I went to the Bills Stadium earlier this year, and it was freezing. Like, I don't know what it is. Orchard Park is way colder than here.
Oh, way colder, yo. Well, so I mean, they're like right by the lake, so like they get like that. They get like that cold front air, bro. It's just different up there, bro.
Yeah,
like it is way different in Orchard Park than it is in Lockport for sure. Travis, I don't know if you heard Colin, but
he's not going.
He will not be going to the game this week.
Too cold?
Most likely, not too cold.
Are you guys going?
Oh yeah, we'll be there.
Oh yeah, we're going.
Oh, tickets are already bought.
You'll see it in person. You know.
We can't miss the Chiefs and Pat Mahomes coming to Buffalo for the first time. We can't.
I'll just say it, man. I'm just hoping we're walking out happy. I'm hoping I'm walking out happy and not going back to my phone because I really don't check my phone like that in the game. I'm hoping I don't go back to my phone and I see a Facebook notification because I know I'll get tagged in a post if we lose this week for sure.
What? Everyone?
Oh, I already know. I already know. It'll be me, Travis, Joe Taylor, all of us. I already know. Jakir.
You just
I already
keep
know.
Everyone.
Travis, we had something, and I think maybe as a group here, like at least me and you, just because we use Facebook. I know you had a potential offer for Colin.
All right. So your profile picture right now is Pat Mahomes.
Mhm.
If the Bills win,
We'll both do what you're about to say. How about that? For what we're about to say to him, we'll both do it.
oh, we'll both do it back.
Like, just say what you're about to say to him. Real
So
quick.
if the Bills win, you gotta put Josh Allen as your profile picture for a week.
If the Chiefs win,
We'll do it.
we'll put Pat Mahomes as ours for a week.
That's fair.
All right, there we go. We got a little bit of a deal. That'll hurt me, by the way. That'll hurt me.
Oh, I know.
I'll be counting down the days.
Man. Dude.
I got one defensive question for you, Colin. Does L'Jarius Sneed stay on one side, or is he going to travel with Diggs, do you think?
Oh, for sure. He's going to be with Diggs.
He's going to be with Diggs?
He always travels with number receiver.
So-
Diggs hasn't done anything in the last, what's that? I think he had like 70 yards the other day, like 2 weeks ago maybe, against Dolphins or something like that, I think. But other than that, he's been held.
Yeah,
nothing.
Diggs hasn't had a touchdown since the Giants game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are going to beat us. You guys are not going to beat us with Diggs. It's going to have to be that one number 10 dude. I forgot his
Yeah,
name.
that's Khalil Shakir. Yeah. Boise State.
That play was crazy. I'm not even going to lie. The one where he stayed up, that was crazy.
So
that's my guy.
I do got to say, it's been known for the last couple of years that when we play the Chiefs in the playoffs, a guy that does not ever show up is Stephon Diggs. He seems to always go silent against the Chiefs. I'm sure that's a guy that they highlight that they need to stop. That's always been Josh's go-to. Hopefully, as a Bills fan, obviously we're hoping we could see him this week. Truthfully, like I said, we've never seen him show up against the Chiefs. But there's some other guys. I'm glad you said the number 10 guy. Me and Travis have been banging the table about Khalil Shakir, Boise fucking State.
Boise fucking State.
We've been banging the table about him. And I don't know, man. I don't know. This game. I'll tell you. I'll give you my honest opinion real quick. I'm a little bit worried about your guys' offense against our defense, especially that middle of the field. Travis Kelce. I mean, he's that's Pat Mahomes. I mean, yeah, okay. Rashee Rice has shown up, right? The last couple weeks of the season. But we all know that Pat Mahomes loves Travis Kelce. That's his guy. I mean, Travis Kelce up the middle of the field. It's going to be tough, man, for the Bills. They probably lost Terrell Bernard this week, who's been a dog this year. Terrell Bernard has done his thing, especially in the past game. So I'm a little bit nervous, I'll be honest with you, because I know Pat Mahomes can potentially pick apart the Bills' defense with
Kelce alone.
So,
for sure.
But the good news is, and I don't know if you know this, but the Bills will get probably Rasul Douglas back this week, who should help with Rasul Douglas?
Nah.
Oh, if you don't know, Colin, if you don't know his name right now, you'll know his name by the end of Sunday.
He's getting at least one pick,
or a fumble force, something.
He's always fine. He's always finding the ball. Always.
Not this week, buddy.
I like it. Yo, Allen versus Mahomes, man. We seem to find our way here pretty much every year the last
I know.
couple of seasons.
It's part of the script, man.
Third time's a charm.
Third time.
No.
Yes.
Third time's the charm.
Third time's a charm. Hey,
That's
that's a script, baby.
that's.
I
a little
cannot
bit.
wait. Oh my god! Like,
So.
I wish I can go to sleep right now and just wake up on Sunday.
Oh, that's a fact. So 24-17's your pick, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Sunday.
say the Chiefs move on next week. Let me hear. You got them going to the Super Bowl. What's your Super Bowl prediction?
If we beat you guys, then we're hot. So we're gonna beat the Ravens too.
And you
'Cause
go.
the Texans aren't beating the Ravens. Let's be real.
You don't think so?
Okay.
No.
CJ Stroud's tough.
Absolutely not. It is tough because they've been playing really good, but that defense is just.
He's got a slight chance, but I see where you're coming
No.
from.
I feel like it's gonna be a blowout.
So who's? I mean, we probably all have the same team coming out of the NFC. You got the 49ers coming out the NFC playing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, for
And
sure.
and then you got the Chiefs beating the 49ers in the Super Bowl, be my guess.
Yeah, we already beat them. What's be
There you
different?
go.
Brock
There you
Purdy
go.
is not. Well, he's good, but like,
He's a
under
system
pressure,
quarterback.
yeah, he's a system quarterback. He's not a playmaker like
I like that.
Josh, Lamar, Patrick.
I like
Well,
that.
That's really
It's kind of cool because all the remaining playoff teams, all of them are first round picks besides Brock Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
That
to
is
think
insane.
about.
Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy probably has the most well-rounded team around him, I'd say, for sure.
But my good. Give any other quarterback that team, they would not lose a game. I can tell you that for sure.
I respect that.
Yeah. Travis, you got any other questions? Any other takes for Colin?
No, he's just not. Colin's just not following the NFL script, man. It's purple and purple and red this year.
Mm-hmm. Nah.
So he could be potential. Well, he could. Oh yeah.
No,
okay.
he put the Chiefs and Niners.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey man.
He's going against the script.
It's a part of the script because Taylor Swift is coming to Buffalo. You know, no one really wants to watch Buffalo in the Super Bowl. Let's be real. No one.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
sorry.
I'll throw one more at you. Our game this year we didn't get Pacheco was hurt. Are we in for a heavy dosage of Pacheco or what's
Oh,
up?
for sure. You know if you are for sure. Well, the last game we really leaned on the run game and then went off that. That's really why Rasheed Rice had 130. Like I didn't expect that. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, he's a dog.
But he's not gonna do that again. I'm not even gonna lie.
Mm.
I feel like Kelsey's gonna be in for a big game
Mhm.
because you guys are thin in linebacker core.
He's gonna attack the middle like he always does against the
For
Bills.
sure. Yeah.
But yeah, Chris pointing up on the drive up. Chiefs didn't have Pacheco, but we didn't have Daquan Jones.
Who? Oh, the D tackle.
Yeah, 92.
92. Yeah. I mean that's quite
our
easily
run.
the Bills' best run stopper. The other guy they're going to get back this week that they didn't have the last week was Terrell Dodson. That's easily one of their best run stopping linebackers. Oh yeah, I like that. He's like, who?
I don't know who it is.
Hey, let me throw this out at you, man. Last week against Miami, Pacheco had 24 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown. That's 3.7 yards averaged. As Bills fans, I think we'll take that. I will happily let Patrick Mahomes hand the ball off 24 times. Is that what you're thinking?
Well, the receivers drop a lot of passes, so I mean, leaning on the run game kind of takes the pressure off them a little bit, so they don't have to get as many attempts. Because at the end of the season, if we lose, I'll be fine because I know the Ravens gonna do that. As long as you guys don't get to the Super Bowl, I'm happy.
I like it.
I got one more question.
And then
Just
I got
popped
one
in
more
my
too
head.
after you.
So Rasheed Rice, he's emerging as a wide receiver 1.
For sure.
All their wide receivers, they can't catch shit.
Yeah, they're gone.
Who would you like the Chiefs to attack at wide receiver in the offseason? Draft or free agency? Who you want?
Number 14. Stephon Diggs.
Oh.
He's tied to
No, I'm
us.
kidding.
He's
But
tied. You got Mike Evans as a free agent. You got AJ Brown might be available for
T.
trade.
Higgins,
T.
but
Higgins.
I don't think
yeah,
T.
T.
Higgins
Higgins.
will go because they really hate the Chiefs.
I don't know. Like it's
I don't
kind
know.
of it's
But
kind of
if the
funny you
money's
say that.
there, he will.
I would say I don't
know.
know. T. Higgins might want to go play with Pat Mahomes. Who knows?
I don't think the Bengals can afford T. Higgins.
No, I think T. Higgins is certainly a free agent. There's also
Yeah.
some dogs in the draft, man. You got, I mean, obviously you got like top guys like Marvin Harrison Jr. Those are guys that, you know,
They're not
Bills and
getting
Chiefs not going to get their hands on. But
For sure.
late first round, I mean, you could see a guy like Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman's a dog. So there's wide receivers in the draft for sure that the Chiefs could maybe address. I have one question for you, just my last question, and you might not have thought about this too much because the stat really just came out because the NFL just came out with like what refs were reffing what game. The crew that refs I think he's reffed like a couple of Chiefs games. The Chiefs are undefeated with him as the referee. 1, 2. Do you like? So I heard this on the radio, and this might come off kind of. I'm not making excuses before the game happens, but when the Chiefs play at home, it almost seems like Mahomes just kind of points at like a receiver after he throws the ball. That flag comes up in the air, baby. Do you think that because the game is being played in Buffalo, that he might not get as much of that? Like does that play a role? Do you think in it?
For sure, I think so. Because there was a lot of calls yesterday. Not yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah,
it was
yesterday that weren't called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, George Pickens had
Well, I
something to
don't
say
know
about that
why,
after the game.
But that one where he got tackled basically before the ball even got there. I mean,
yeah,
it was blatant. I don't really understand the reffing, to be honest, because I don't know how you're getting paid that much and you're still.
It's been ass all year, to be honest with you.
That's just a theme every year at this point.
Hopefully, Sunday's a clean game. No refs stop anything. Just both teams just play.
Yeah, 24-17 Chiefs, right?
Yep. Actually, let me change my pick.
All right.
Let me change it. I'd say 40-10.
No.
That'll be
40
crazy.
to 10.
That'll be crazy.
If it was 40-10, I don't think I'll be on Facebook for the next week.
Yeah.
Well,
that's not gonna happen.
I'll go on Facebook for 30 seconds, change my profile picture. I'm off it next week.
Yeah.
There's no chance. But I mean, I've never seen the Bills play without Allen. I don't know. He runs a lot.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Chiefs come to Buffalo.
Absolutely.
Finally in our house.
Yeah, 100%. Which they'll be in our house for the playoff game. And we also get a home game against them next season as well. So that'll be kind of good. Maybe if that game's early on, maybe we'll get a Colin Thompson appearance.
Sure.
If it's not 4 degrees outside.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
Hey.
Right.
Hey, win or
My room
lose.
is comfortable with that TV.
Yeah.
Yep, and his fingers are gonna be warm and toasty.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
for
we'll be up there and it'll be cool. Oh, but no, absolutely, dude. Shout out, Colin. I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you coming on to the pod and breaking down the game with us. Obviously, we're all three of us hoping for a different outcome that you're hoping for. But hey, man, at the end of the day, a deal's a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Travis will change our profile pictures for a week to Mahomes if the Chiefs win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I'm gonna send you the picture to put though.
That's fair. That's fair.
I was actually thinking about that too.
Allen like a baby.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay. Well, okay, and then we'll send you the one we want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got
you.
Then we had a little bit of request before you came on. Peter and Aiden Morgan said, "Win or lose for the Chiefs, you gotta come back on the podcast next week."
For sure. I got you.
Man.
Win or lose.
If we lose and Colin's on, I can't lie to you. That's prime content right there. That's prime content.
Yeah, you might boost our socials a little bit.
Yeah, I would say because you got a big like I don't really like because I get way too nervous, so I don't talk as much before the game because like I just don't, bro, the way I am. But like I know like win or lose, win and you're on my ass for sure. Like there's no doubt.
Oh, you'll lose next week to the Ravens. Don't matter.
Yep. I'll always have something.
It's funny, dude. It's funny. I love it. Anybody else got anything?
No, I'm good. You got anything?
Good.
All right, Colin.
Shout out for
man.
coming on.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Thank you.
I would say we'll have you. We'll definitely have you back on next week, win or lose. Like I said, hopefully it's a win. And hey, Colin, go Bills.
Go Bills.
Nah.
Go
home Bills. Go home Bills.
Go home Bills. All right.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Hey, shout out.
Ooh, losing no fucking Chiefs.
Shout out Colin, man. Shout out Colin for hopping on the podcast. We'll have Colin back on next week. Hopefully it's a win. And I just wish I had the like I just alluded to, like especially a week like this. My stomach you bring up the field goal and my stomach flips upside down. Like it's a hypothetical situation that
Dude,
like
you gotta just rock out with your cock out, dude. Just start talking shit. If you lose, you deactivate for a week.
You're right.
Come back and don't read.
We changed our profile picture,
I
then
will
we did.
say, I think it's fair to hop into the weekly pick'ems this week. right, boys.
Welcome to the divisional round of the 2024 NFL playoffs. What happened?
His mic just went sideways for a second. He caught it. Yeah. All right. Divisional
All the
round
frauds
playoffs
are gone.
I was gonna say we got some dogs, especially on the AFC side of things. NFC, it's fun, man. This is a fun playoffs. Kicking off divisional round of playoffs. Texans at Ravens, 4:30.
First game.
Fellas, start us off real quick. Timeout before we pick. I just want to go over the records real quick. Travis and John. We've updated it to just playoff records. Travis and John lead 4-2 right now. I'm sitting at 3-3. A good week from those guys.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. Nothing will change. I'll probably mess everything up here too. But yeah, all right.
So we will know the outcome. If the Bills win the next day, we will know the outcome if we have to travel or stay at home for the conference championship.
Oh yeah.
We'll know Saturday at about 8 o'clock.
And
If that doesn't add an extra jolt to not only Bills fans but the Bills players, I don't know what will.
100%.
Potentially hosting the game before you go to the Super Bowl in your house in Bills Mafia.
Yeah, in front of Bills Mafia. I mean,
After all we've been through,
the last conference championship in Buffalo was what, probably like 93, 94, something like that, 92. Early 90s was the last home conference championship game the Bills had. I say
It's got to be
they played in it in 2020.
because
Away.
the last Super Bowl they didn't win the division. I think they were a wild card team in the last, so it had to be 90. Yeah, I think that's 93.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So 93, we'll roll with that. So just about 30 years ago, the last time the Bills played in a home conference championship game. It's right. Obviously, it's not directly right in front of them, but it's not an unrealistic shot.
it's close.
So Texans at Ravens, this is going to be a good game. C.J. Stroud, he had a game last week, but it's how long does the rookie? How long does this last that the rookie shows up? Right. I mean, you saw this a handful of years ago with Russell Wilson in his first year. I don't know if you guys remember that, but Russell Wilson in his first year also made the playoffs. I think won in the wild card, went to the division round, and lost to the Falcons, if I'm not mistaken. Can't really remember. That's dating myself back a little bit. But I thought, won a playoff game and then lost in this divisional round. Because there were talks about him.
Yep.
There was talks about him and that defense and Russell Wilson potentially being the first rookie quarterback to go play in a Super Bowl. And so kind of like here we are. Texans at Ravens with C.J. Stroud and Lamar Jackson. If there's a game that I feel like the Texans have a chance in, it's a game like this. I'm not going to lie to you. I think the way that they're playing, the way the offense is rolling, I could see the Texans walking into Baltimore and winning. We've already kind of talked about it a little bit. The Ravens getting that extra week off. If history repeats itself sometimes, and history would tell you that it doesn't fare well for the Ravens.
This is a tough one, man, because
It is tough.
This is gonna be a shootout.
Stroud did come in, or they beat Cleveland. Obviously, a really good defense. Ravens, really good defense. Like you said, everything's got to come to an end eventually.
I'm gonna go Ravens here. I think.
I think I'm also gonna stick with the Ravens.
Hey, I'm going with the Texans 2 weeks in a row.
Respect it.
They're gonna keep. I'm riding with them. C.J. Stroud's hot. That offense is hot. That young up and coming defense that they can still add pieces to for years to come. They have one more Cinderella story in them. One more. And then when the Bills take care of the Chiefs on Sunday, then their Cinderella story will end.
I like it.
One more. They got one more in them.
All right. So a little bit of a split ski to start off the week. Ravens, Texans, Ravens. I like it. Last week there was 2 splits, and you respectively took one of them, and John took the other. I'm sure me and John would definitely agree if there was going to be a split we were going to lose, it would be this one.
Yeah.
All right. To end the Saturday divisional round slate, you got the Packers at 49ers. The Packers, guys, I mean, come on. They're coming off of they had a little bit of a Cinderella story last week. Yeah. We all kind of knew that at some point the Cowboys were going to cowboy. We all picked the Cowboys last week, and they cowboyed. And they're no longer on the board here. Packers at 49ers, 8:15 kickoff.
Jordan Love coming off of a historic first playoff game.
Yeah.
Along with Stroud.
against a solid defense.
I don't know, man. The
But
Niners.
Does his Cinderella story end here?
I think it does. I
think
think the Niners are the
does.
real deal.
This.
And I'm sorry, Tyler. I don't know if he watches the podcast at all, but
I'm sorry. But this was a lot to look forward to. You were expected to tank and to start the rebuild, and you guys made the playoffs.
you're in the division
one.
round. You were in the last 8 teams.
You were the first
final
ever
8.
7 seed to knock off a 2 seed, man.
That
You should
feels
be
good.
happy as a Packers fan.
You were quite literally in the final 8, and that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. So I'm assuming that's 49ers
That's
across
Niners
the board.
across
Yes.
the board.
All right.
Most complete team.
Starting off the Sunday slate, Buccaneers at Lions. I just want to make it clear. The table clean sweep
swept.
across the board. Buccaneers. Buccaneers. They're going to Detroit. Detroit obviously just they played the most competitive game by far against the Rams last week. Do the Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield have another string of solid football in them to beat the Lions?
I think they do, man. Their defense is playing really, really well. Baker balled.
He did.
I think he finally found his team.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think he works very well in that system.
I like him a lot in the Bucks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Buccaneers.
Yeah.
And you know what? Shout out.
I'm not. Give me the Lions.
Wow.
Yep. Lions going to their first NFC championship in ever.
Wow. Okay. Already, you fooled me there.
You're
I
welcome.
had it already half written down.
rizzed them up.
I'm not gonna lie.
Detroit money line.
I
I've
went
been on it all year.
Buccaneers, and
Did the old switcheroo.
Had to, man.
You're always in the third column. I had BUCC spelled out, and you were like, "I'm going Lions." So I was like, "All right, I'm gonna delete that."
Had to lead you on a little bit.
Chiefs at Bills, the most important game of the week.
Come on.
Come on.
They're
Bills,
coming to our house.
We have wanted nothing more than a home playoff game against the Chiefs, and give us this home playoff game in the divisional round.
All right, I did research over here. I got to give you my research.
All right.
So everybody's talking about how great Kansas City is on the road.
Mhm.
So I went and looked at who they played on the road, and they were 6-2 on the road, and they didn't beat anybody on the road, except that's in the playoffs. They beat Jacksonville. They beat the Jets. They beat Minnesota. They beat Las Vegas. They beat New England, and they beat Chargers. The 2 losses on the road were against Denver and Green Bay that's in the playoffs.
Ouch.
So I'm going to say they're not the road warriors that everyone wants to say that they are.
I like that.
Because they didn't beat any teams. Oh, there wasn't an impressive win in there. None of them were even blowouts. None of them were great wins. They're all tight games. It's fine. Win tight games. Bills win tight games all the time. But in this case, one of their road losses was at Green Bay, and that was back in early December.
Yeah.
And Green Bay was doing well, but not like I feel like Green Bay's really got their confidence even in the last.
I like that.
So maybe that was the thing that kicked Green Bay off into their confidence.
I like that.
So that's my little bit of facts that I threw in there for tonight.
Shout out to Moranto making my stomach feel just a little bit better.
You stole my thunder. Had that all written down in my.
Sorry about that.
Hey,
No, I love it. I love it.
Off the dome.
Because
piece, man.
people look at the record and they don't go and look. Oh well, look who you beat, and they only beat one team by more than 2 possessions.
Hey, man. Just a
You know?
producer doing producer things.
I loved it.
Hey, man.
Love it.
All right. So Chiefs and Bills, guys. I mean,
Patrick Mahomes' first ever road playoff game.
playoff game, and me and John. I mean, I already said it. Like, there's no way as a Bills fan you can just come in and be extremely confident.
Nope.
I mean, we've been in this position, like I said, now 3 seasons before this. This will be our 4th year in a row we're in the divisional round. We've only advanced to the conference championship once so far, barring whatever happens Sunday. You're nervous as a Bills fan, and but there is no better team to get over the hump than against these guys. Like, you beat the Chiefs in your house, and I don't care if you got the Ravens or the Texans next week. You've probably, as Bills players, that's the biggest confidence booster you can have. You're already on a 6-game win streak, but and that's one of the teams in that 6, by the way, that you've already beat. And it's more impressive if you can do it twice. I do want to just say, of the teams in the NFL that don't play in the AFC East, this is the team that I feel like the Bills see the absolute most. Like a team that's not in their division, this team feels like they're in their division because we play them every year in the regular season, and we seem to find them in the playoffs as well.
Yep.
We've never gotten over the hump of them, like playing them in the playoffs. And fellas, does that change this week at Highmark Stadium at 6:30?
It definitely does.
Bills Mafia is going to show up. Joshua Patrick Allen is going to show up.
This will be the loudest game we've ever been to.
And I'm not blue balling everybody at the table. The Bills get it done and they move on to the conference championship.
Yeah.
I'm putting it on the table.
Give me the Bills, man.
Give me the Bills.
Give me the Bills across the board. Like
Give me the
always.
Bills.
Come on.
I'm not pulling a John. I can't do that. All right. Well, we would have. So wait a second, actually. So. No, yeah. Well, me and John have the Bills and Ravens playing in the conference championship. You have the Bills and Texans playing in the conference championship. Me and you have the 49ers and Buccaneers playing in the NFC championship. John has the 49ers and Lions playing in the NFC championship. So take that for what it's worth. That would be a pretty wild Elite Four if you had to tell me. If it went, imagine it being the Bills Texans. Imagine somehow it's the Bills Texans and the Buccaneers and Packers or something like that.
Right.
In the Elite Four, it's if you'd have told me that in September, I'd have been like, okay, I believe the Bills. The rest of them, I don't know.
Yeah, if you were to tell me the Bucs even made the playoffs, tell me the Packers made the playoffs, I'd be like, what the fuck happened? I've been like, well, where's the Cowboys, huh?
How about that being
Here we go.
How about that? Here we go. How about that being the shortest
To
weekly
Cancun.
pick'em segment? It's only gonna get shorter,
Yeah. Next week's gonna be even shorter.
and then the week after that's just one game.
Yeah.
Well,
The one game.
the most important game of the season. Fellas, I mean that's
Hyped.
the divisional round slate right there.
There it is.
You're a Bills fan. It's right in the palm of your hand. Like you got the team that you want to slay in
Yeah,
your
my palm
house
just
on
went.
Sunday.
This is even greater than, Bills Miami, Bills Patriots, because, when the Patriots went on their dynasty run, we were never close.
Mhm.
They never kept us out the playoffs. Same thing with Miami. This rivalry, they haven't beat us.
Right, and here you are. This is a team
This
that's
is the
slain
team.
you.
This is the team that's kept you from championships, kept you from Super Bowls. This is the game. So, I'm ready, man.
I'm ready. I'm gonna be nervous the whole entire week because I know we all know it. Like it's the third time the charm. That's what they say. This is the third time, man. So we'll see. Bills find a way to get it done in the regular season. They gotta find a way to get it done where it matters the most, and that's in the playoffs. And God, man, I'm so amped up. I'm so amped up. It is kind of funny, dude. Like, I mean, you'd have told me the Chiefs and Bills were playing in the playoffs, I'd have believed that because it, like I said, every year besides last year, they find each other, and here we are. If you would have told me the Bills were hosting the Chiefs when the Bills were 6-6, I would have.
It almost feels like we're playing on borrowed time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because we keep going back. Man, we're 6-6. You know what I mean? It's like it's the same thing with the Packers.
Just
The Bucs. These teams that feel like they're on borrowed time are the most dangerous.
right. Do you watch Dan Mitchell at all? Do you, Travis?
You're there.
I love Dan Mitchell.
So I love Dylan Wilson will send me his videos, and we've been saying it every week. Dan Mitchell, starting after the Eagles game, Dan Mitchell said this is going to be the greatest story ever told. The 6-6 Bills. He said it. He said the 6-6 Bills are going to win every single football game for the rest of the year, and it is crazy that. Okay, yeah, we're going to go week by week here, but they're 3 games away from him being right. And it could be quite literally the greatest story ever told. This feels very eerily like that 2021 season where we lost to Tampa Bay, went 7-6, won the rest of the games, and lost in 13 seconds. You have a chance to rewrite the story of the Bills. And it, like I said, it starts Sunday 6:30. Burn it all, man. Forget the whole all the other games. Your season starts right here. This is the only thing that matters is Chiefs Bills. It's crazy, man. It is crazy. Dude, I'm getting amped up, and my stomach's killing me, dude.
It's only Tuesday.
Just thinking.
Yeah,
about it.
man.
I put too much stock in this. it does control my mood outside of the NFL world.
We know.
If the Bills lose, I'm lowest of lows. If the Bills win, I'm on the highest of highs. We'll see what happens around Sunday at 10:30.
Yeah, about.
Yeah, right around there. Am I walking back to whoever drives either the truck or my dad's car? Am I walking back happy? Who knows? Maybe. Maybe not.
We'll see, man.
Fellas. You know what? Big Bills game this week. Hopefully they win that. I say we jump into a segment that I know how to win, and that's Who's the Man? Who's the Man? I started us last week. I think somebody else should start. Oh,
I'll start.
Don't jump up and volunteer or anything, Travis. No, I'm kidding.
I delete my name so you guys don't
All right.
see.
All righty. You guys ready?
Hit us.
Went to College.
What the?
I got it.
I knew it.
I got it.
Yeah.
Went to what?
College. COE. I knew he would have it. Played arena football for 3 years. Yes, sir. Bills, 2006 to 2014. Seattle, 2015. This man ended his career with 30 total touchdowns. And he is still currently a member of the Buffalo Bills community and Buffalo Bills.
What the hell is College? COE?
D3.
Name the last couple hints.
I'll go over it again. College. Played arena football for 3 years before joining the NFL. On the Bills from 2006 to 2014. He played with Seattle in 2015. He ended his career with 30 total touchdowns. And he is still an active member of the Buffalo community. And if you know anything about me, this is my favorite Bill of all time.
Is it going to be one of those players where you're going to say it?
You're going to be mad.
You'll be, yeah.
He's got 30 total touchdowns. Division III football. 2006. Arena football. 2006
2014.
to 2014.
And if I'm not,
Where was this arena football taking place?
If I'm not mistaken,
What do you mean where?
like,
this is beginning of his career.
No.
Beginning of his playing
Like,
days.
and
Beginning
like-
of his playing
What?
days. Beginning of his playing days.
Is it in the States?
So
Yes, and then he had a stint
played for a
in
Europe team. Yeah.
I was going to say, is it like CFL or?
The
No,
arena football was
arena
States, and then he
football's-
played a stint with Europe.
And I was gonna say he played for a stint with the Europe team.
30
too.
total touchdowns. He's an active member of the Buffalo Bills community.
I'm not gonna give you a hint to when, because I couldn't tell you the last time, but I know over the last few years he has been a legend of the game.
For the last couple of years. 30 total touchdowns.
The College. You want to know where I know that from? The College, playing Madden.
Really?
So when you would look at their roster, if you look at their player card, it says what college they went to, and I always used to think, I was like, where the hell is that? And not to mention, and I've been waiting for this day to happen. He was this close to being my guy. I
Really?
teeter-tottered between him and a few other guys.
Wow. So, yeah, if you would have came out with College, I'd have been just like you. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I don't know. Go ahead.
You done?
You want me to say it?
My favorite Bill of all time,
Freddie Jackson.
I'm not even going to lie to you. That was my guess.
Oh, you should have just wrote it down.
It's funny because I thought about Fred Jackson too,
Because he's
and
not-
I probably would have guessed Fred Jackson
Yeah.
because I didn't know about the arena football.
I was teeter-tottering between Fred Jackson and
Yeah.
C.J. Spiller.
and the only guy that I
CJ
could think
Spiller's
of from
like
that time
2011
frame
too,
was,
as well.
was Jackson and
Well,
Spiller. So
So,
Oh, my
Spiller,
God.
obviously, Clemson.
I was going
Clemson.
to...
So I could have thrown in a bunch of like his 1,000-yard rushing season, but this one really came down to if you know he went to a no-name
I thought
college,
it was a running back.
and if you knew that he went to Seattle and played a few games there.
I thought I could picture him in a
Yeah.
Seahawks jersey.
Super weird. I think technically.
bring him back and throw him on a jersey. For
Yeah, I think technically.
that's how
but
they
yeah,
did
He
it.
ended his
I had
career.
this.
I guess I
I'm
don't
pissed
remember him
off.
playing for Seattle.
All right,
I was
I'll
a
go.
few games.
Okay. That was solid.
That was a good one. Drafted by the Bears in 2005, round 4, pick 106. He played for the Bears from 2005 to 2008. Broncos 2009 to 2011. Kansas City 2011.
Got it.
Cowboys 2012 to 2013, Bills 2014. His TD to interception ratio is 101 to 69. He has 18,037 passing yards. He retired after 1 year with the Bills after going 7-5.
I got it. And I'm such an idiot because I know when I showed you my phone, you might not have seen it, but I showed you my phone and my Who's the Man is at the top of it, dude.
Oh, I didn't see it.
You want me to go over those guesses again?
Could you please?
All right, so he was drafted by the Bears in 05, round 4. He played for the Bears from 2005 to 2008. Broncos, yes. 2009 to 2011. Kansas City, 2011 alone. Cowboys, 2012 to 2013. Bills, 2014. He has a TD to interception ratio, 101 to 69. Passing yards, he has 18,037 passing yards. He retired after 1 year with the Bills after going 7-5 in 2014.
Oh, I'm blanking, dude. What
That's
the fuck's his
crazy.
name? What's his name, dude?
You know, my number of Who's the Man wins was Josh Allen for a second.
Yep.
And then I could, and then it's, yep. To give you an idea, I won't throw it out there as a hint.
That's all I got, dude.
You're right.
You know what the funniest part
When
is?
did he fucking play with
He played for the
Kansas
Bills.
City?
He had a little stint with them.
2011.
That's the only. I had that written down.
I did.
Oh,
That's
was it?
crazy.
I was
Kyle Orton.
Oh,
I
was
forgot
gonna
that
give you a
he-
hint and say, yo,
That's a good one too.
my number
Yeah.
of wins is his number.
So I had it written down after you after I knew he was a quarterback, but I cannot picture him in Kansas City.
I did one of those. I didn't know he was in Kansas City.
Me
either.
neither.
I just searched up earlier today past players that played for the Bills and Chiefs.
Wow.
I like that. All right, here we go, boys. Went to Texas. Drafted in the second round, 34th overall. Only in 2011, by the way. Only ever played for the Bills
He's got it.
and played through 2011 through 2016. He totaled 7 interceptions in his career, and his career was cut short due to injury.
Can you read that again?
Yeah.
I don't think he went to Florida.
No,
Went to Texas.
Texas. That's what it was.
Drafted in the second round, 34th overall in the 2011 draft.
Oh.
Only ever played for the Bills, 2011 through 16. He totaled 7 total interceptions in his career, and his career was cut short due to injury.
I have Aaron
You're right.
Williams.
Aaron Williams
Yeah.
is the guy. He is the man.
Yeah, 2011.
we got a picture with him last season, right?
John, you go to 10. Travis, you go to 10.
Tied Travis again.
Yep, that's not hard. Let me see if I can find the picture of Chris and I with him.
That was actually Bills Steelers.
Yeah.
That was Bills Steelers.
I met him.
That was when he was legend of the game.
Yeah, I met him at Wegmans a few years ago. Randomly, he was shopping.
Ben got it. Shout out to Ben.
Shout
Ben
out.
Mines. Oh,
Oh, there it is.
Aaron Williams in the chat. That would have sucked.
What a career it could have been, too.
That would have sucked because
Yeah, if he wouldn't got hurt.
we're seeing chat now.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did he start at corner
He did.
and they moved him to safety?
They moved him to safety.
Yeah.
They moved him to safety. I just remember
What could have been with him?
I have like an early memory of Aaron Williams when he was drafted. So when he was first drafted, along like the outer ring of the bowl, like the lower bowl, they did like they put like the picture of the player and then like kind of like a play on word nickname next to him. And bro, Aaron Williams he was just badass, dude. Like his was Aaron Savages, and I was just like, dude, Aaron was just cool, dude. Like my most notable play isn't even a defensive play with him. It's I don't know if you guys remember Bills Cardinals. I want to say it was 2015. the long snapper on the field goal, like, snapped it over the holder's head.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Williams picked it up and took it for, like, a long-ass touchdown.
Yep.
That's, like, my most notable play with him. But then, obviously, Jarvis Landry crack blocked him. He came back from a hit that when he tackled Julian Edelman and he got hurt, ambulance took him off the field. And then when he came back, he crack blocked, and Aaron Williams effectively ended his career. He never played again after that. So, exactly what his career could have been. Because he was a solid safety.
Yeah.
He'd been on the back end of his career. Probably would have been gone by now anyways. But he'd been like a 13-year player at this point. But yeah, he was fun to watch while he was healthy and while he was here. But all right, guys. I mean, that was a solid little "Who's the Man" segment.
Yeah. Quick.
Yeah, that was quick. Everything.
We all got them all right.
I got.
Oh, you didn't get.
I only got one.
Freddie Jackson somehow slipped past him.
It did.
You'll never forget that.
No.
Co-college.
D3. Arena football. Europe.
Just because I see it up there, is there a special clip that says Chris on it? Is that something? Is there something planned for that?
That's been sitting there for a couple weeks. I don't remember what it was.
What is that?
We can play it and find out.
Well, let's find out.
That might be the video you.
Might be your.
You know what? It's I think like it's not. I think it must have been on a jump drive or something because it's no longer connecting, so it's not. The file's not there anymore.
I think there was a clip that Tank wanted to play that we weren't able to play, and I think that.
That was from the week that it wouldn't when we were having
it was when you were drunk.
Oh yeah, we don't. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. We can forget about that.
Okay, well we can't play it anyway, so that worked out.
All right, real quick. You know, obviously we've already alluded to it the whole entire podcast. Chiefs Bills. Quick, just two or three keys to the game. I'm gonna tell you what. Get James Cook involved. Get Khalil Shakir involved on the offensive side of things. Dalton Kincaid, his stock's rising in the playoffs here. Continue to get him involved. Those three guys, I want to see get the ball in their hands. Let Josh be Josh on the offensive side of things. Defense, the middle of the field's depleted, but you got to find a way to stop Travis Kelce. Rasheed Rice, if Rasul Douglas plays and if Christian Benford plays, and even if Kyrie Elam and Dane Jackson split out that second spot, I'm still confident. But just stop Rasheed Rice. Stop Travis Kelce and limit the run game with Isaiah Pacheco, and I think you got a good chance of winning this football game.
At this point in the Bills versus Chiefs rivalry, we know what's at the table. We know what the Bills have to do at this point. The Bills know what they have to do at this point. It's Pacheco, Kelce, Rasheed Rice. We know them. If there's one team that we know, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. That's all I got to say. They should already know what they got to do.
Defensively, man, I don't want to see Mahomes beat us with his legs. They're probably saying the same thing in Kansas City. Don't let Josh beat you with your legs. I think we're going to play a lot of man coverage. I truly think McDermott's going to be as aggressive as possible. I think we're going to go for almost every fourth down you see, 4th and 2s.
Yes.
And I get ready for some zero blitzes. I think they're coming. Rasul's going to be playing. He's going to be manned up on either Kelce or Rasheed Rice. Like you said, if we're going to play man, I want Elam out there. Man up. Offensively, just keep doing what you're doing. They're moving the ball effortlessly. Effortless. Piggyback off you, I think James Cook's going to be kind of pivotal just because they don't defend well on their edges. Middle of the field, Nick Bolton is a beast. Chris Jones, very good, and Karlaftis. But minus that, they don't. I think the run game's going to be there, and I think we're going to lean heavy on it, and it's going to open up the play action.
I like it. I mean, hey.
We know what's at stake.
This is exactly what Bills. This is exactly what the Bills wanted. This is exactly what Bills Mafia wanted. This game in our house, in front of our fans,
and we're gonna show up.
It's right in front of us. Man, I'm so ready.
I'm ready, man.
Honestly, I don't need to keep saying that. I don't need to keep telling everybody in the room that. Everybody in Buffalo's ready. Hopefully the Bills are ready. Josh Allen's ready. Big game.
They're ready, man.
Big game Sunday, 6:30, Orchard Park, Highmark Stadium. Bills playing the Chiefs. Chiefs coming over here. Patrick Mahomes' first road playoff game. All I gotta say, go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.